Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Open. Teatro Círculo is celebrating its 30th anniversary with La Monja Alférez. I think I said that right. Alférez or Alférez. We're going to learn more about that when we introduce you to our guests. But the story itself is about a 17th century woman who fights against all odds to validate their gender identity. With growing attacks on transgender people, La Monja Alférez, a 17th century play centered on a non binary character, demonstrates that gender nonconformity is neither new nor unnatural, and the challenges gender nonconforming individuals faced are still present then and now. And joining us to share more is founding artistic director and producer of Teatro Círculo, José Cheo Oliveras, and actress of La Monja Alférez, Sandra Gumuzzio. Hello and welcome.
Hola, Rhina. How are you?
Good to have you back.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here, Cheo. All right, so I hope I'm pronouncing it right because I know there's an accent on the E.
Alférez, yeah.
Alférez,
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
So I said it right. Well, congratulations on your 30th anniversary.
Yep. Should I make a disclaimer? I founded this company when I was 6, okay? So, yeah, we're celebrating our 30th anniversary. We are excited. It's easier said than done, right? But it's been 30 years of producing classical, contemporary, and having a lot of programming for seniors, for young people, and getting our own building, renovating the building. A long history of cultural activities in the Lower East Side, and we are very proud of that.
I know, and you should. It's a beautiful theater, a beautiful building. I've rehearsed there on numerous occasions. I've visited many shows. I know you're renovating right now, which is why you're kind of traveling into other theaters. But the fact that you've been able to sustain right there on 4th Street, which is like its own theater row,
Correct.
and even through the pandemic, it's really, it's to be admired, and we acknowledge you and we thank you for making sure that our theater is still present.
Absolutely.
And when I say our theater, I mean a theater with Latine flavor, be it in Spanish or English. I know this particular play is in Spanish with English subtitles. It's a good thing. It's a good thing, though, because it's how we learn our Spanish.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have been. It's been a journey, and the important thing is to stay with our mission. We actually decided 30 years ago that we were going to be doing theater in Spanish, because there is 30% of the population in the city are Latinos, and,
Right.
and we decided that we were going to stick with the language. And then for accessibility issues, we obviously offer the subtitles. But we also do some plays in English occasionally. It's important also to show the different voices from the Latino diaspora in the city, which is huge.
Yes, and those are the ones I visited. That's why I made my little. But I've actually, we just recently had you on not too long ago. But that
Trujillo, yeah.
yeah, for Trujillo, right? And that was in Spanish too.
Yes.
And it wasn't that challenging for me to read the subtitles and still get the gist of it. I speak Spanish, but when you're doing it like in full force like that, and you get caught up in the emotions, it's like, oh my gosh, what was that? What was that? So that's the other thing is, the quality of the productions are really time traveling, right?
Yes.
That was a time traveler. So I'm assuming this one is definitely going to be a time traveler. So talk to us about this and why you chose this too.
Well, we decided for this year that we wanted to really curate a season that had to do with very, very current issues. And obviously, as you mentioned in the introduction, the situation with the transgender community in the States, in the country,
Right.
it's terrible, and we needed to open a forum for discussion. Isn't it crazy that this play was written in the 17th century?
No, when I read that, I was like, wow.
Yeah, either Alarcón was too ahead of his time, or we're too behind. It's crazy that this play was written in the 17th century, in the time of the Inquisition, and then playwrights like Alarcón, a Mexican playwright, was along with Sor Juana, contemporary of Sor Juana. They were, ahead of their time, telling people there's space for everyone, right?
Right. That's beautiful. And just in case you guys you need the translation, the translation of La Monja Alférez is the lieutenant nun, and I want to assume, but I don't know. Sandra, are you playing this main character?
No. I'm playing Lady Ana, Doña Ana. La Monja Alférez is played by Maria Fontanals. She couldn't be with us today. But I'm playing, I'm his girlfriend.
Right, the love interest.
The love interest,
His girlfriend. Is that how he's referred to as a his, not a they?
Yeah.
No, just because
Spanish,
we're living in this world of pronouns, so I'm just curious to know what kind of language is being used.
Yeah, it's amazing. Exactly that. I mean, this character is a woman who identified as, and it's a real story. This is not a fictional story. It's Catalina de Rauso is a historical character who decided that she wanted to live her life as a man. She dresses as a man, goes to the military, becomes a famous soldier, and lives his life as a man.
Right.
It's amazing, and no question about his identity from the beginning of the play.
And is all this in disguise, or it's just, I guess I'm trying to grasp, right? We're talking 17th century, right? So how could this person even make it into the military without having their, genitalia, checked, and so it's like really questionable about how much does it really matter if you're doing a good job, right? Because that's what the story is.
Correct. And in the theater it's a little bit easier because in the theater everything is a convention, right? So in 17th century theater, for example, it was enough for you to dress as a man, the audience will buy that's a male character. Or to dress as a woman, the audience will buy that that's a female character.
Right. Are we referring to Shakespeare?
Exactly. So in this case, I assume that Catalina probably had a appearance that passed as a man. And because she did it all her life.
Right.
And she only was discovered when she declared.
That she needed to be discovered.
So it wasn't that she was accused by someone else because she
fraud. It wasn't like she was found out.
Correct.
Is what you're saying.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you see the portraits of I call him Guzman because to me it's Guzman.
Right.
It's a man. It's not.
What has this process been for you? Like, what's it been like for you as a woman, being with a woman, and not even a woman, right? A woman who transformed into becoming a man.
Well, first when I read the script, I thought I have to read it like 2 more times. Like, this story is so amazing and it's true and it happened. And then to me, it's about love because I'm in love with this person, and I don't mind.
Right. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter to me because he's so brave and has everything is perfect to me. So to me, and then working with another women and we are like understanding our characters, and trying to be truthful with the story,
with the exchange. Yeah. And so what do you hope that people walk away with in mounting this production, Cheo?
Well, I as I said before, I hope that people realize, even if it's a little bit, that there's space for everyone, right? This is, we are human beings. We are not blacks, white, women, gays, men, whatever. We are human beings, and hopefully, I'm not talking about not even tolerance. I'm talking about acceptance, right? That people accept other people as human beings.
As they are. And
exactly.
as they are not.
Exactly.
Right? Both. Right? So this isn't like an LGBTQIA, let's keep adding letters, production, it definitely welcomes it, but it isn't solely for that, because that within itself is its own isolation, right? Because
Absolutely.
it's like you're giving everything some kind of definition, and versus like, you know what? Look, this is a story that existed from the 17th century, which is really proof that it's been around for a long time, and now
Yeah.
it's just a matter of just talking about it in a normalizing manner.
Yeah, and if I can, Rina, I would like to add that as part of our celebration, we also put together an academic conference around this play, and we are inviting 14 scholars and Golden Age specialists that are coming to our theater next week for this conference, and we are going to present all the research about the play, about the playwright, and these professors are coming from Spain, from Canada, Chile, Puerto Rico, the United States. So it's another layer to offer, and educate people about the work.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. And they can find that on the website.
On the website, and it's a free event. It's going to be from 10 a.m. till
And
6
what
o'clock.
date is that one?
It's on next Friday on November 10th.
November 10th.
Yes.
Well, we thank you for bringing this here with us. Once again, thank you again to José Cheo Oliveras, founding artistic director of Teatro Círculo and producer of La Monja Alférez, along with actress Sandra Gumuzzio. Once again, performances of La Monja Alférez kicks off today, November 3rd, and will run until November 19th at the Chain Theater, located at 312 West on 36th Street on the third floor. And for more information, you can visit teatrocirculo.org. Stay tuned. Our Open Artist Spotlight is coming up next.